Good afternoon, everyone. I just thought I'd do a quick review on my Crf250x. I've had it just over a year now. I've done 68 hours on it. I bought it done 112, it's done 180 now. It's pretty hard riding that we do up here in the bush. I've also done a few trail rides. Been down south Thursday today, so not this weekend but the weekend after, heading up to Coldwell for a 2-day ride with the guys that I ride with on the Thursday night, doing twilight rides. Yes, I've got that coming up before carving. But yeah, I just thought I'd just tell you what I've done to this bike and what I think of it. So my friend kindly scalloped the seat for me. I think it probably took about 1.5 inches out of it, which is quite a bit. I'm a short guy, so I think a bike where you can touch the ground makes you a whole lot more confident. If you're struggling to balance, if you're high-sided, you fall over. Yeah, it's not so good, but when that doesn't happen to you so often, it's really good because it gives you a lot more confidence. So you'll tackle hills that you normally wouldn't do because you know that you can touch the ground. So also to do with the hike, we put razors on the handlebars, and we brought the shocks through maybe about 30mm. Brought it through, and M-spec. Also done the suspension, so the front's been. I don't think it's had a new spring put in it. I think they've just played with the oil level and the settings on it, and also done the rear shock. So it's M-spec and Tauranga. He also lowered the rear suspension 20mm. I'm not sure how he done it. He didn't do it with a lowering link. He done it in the suspension. Yeah, so the suspension, the shocks, and the seat, and the razors bringing the shock through, that's all been done to suit my height. Another thing that I'd like to mention about the suspension is if someone's ever buying a bike, to actually look at getting the suspension done if they're not happy with it. I got M-spec to do it, as I said before, and I just talked to Mark on the phone, and he asked me what kind of riding I do and how heavy I was, and sent them back and put them in, and that's how they are today. So example of what they're like, me and Dylan went down to a ride just past Tamanui, and there was a guy there on a brand new Crf250x, done just over an hour. I had a ride on his bike, he had a ride on mine, and he reckoned the difference between mine and his bike was like chalk and cheese. My bike, you could ride it and you could point it where you wanted to go and it would go, whereas his bike was more like you go where the bike wants to go. Yeah, so I would definitely recommend to anyone that's getting a bike to actually look at getting the suspension done. I think it's well worth investing the money in getting it done. Just recently I put new sprocket kit and chain on. I put a standard one on. The standard one is a 48 tooth on the rear. I'm not sure what it is in the front. But the one that was on it when I got the bike was actually a 50 tooth, so I've got a new one to put on there to gear it back down, because I find, well, I think it was better how it was, so I'm going to change it back. When we were down south, we had to have a spark arrestor. You're not allowed to ride without a spark arrestor. This bike has had it taken out, so I call this here a condom, but it's just it just catches any sparks that come out through. It's just a stainless steel mesh, so you just wire it on. I think it's a good thing to have because we do a lot of riding in the bush up here, so we don't want to start fires. This is my second rear tyre, and I run the two that I've had have been Bridgestones 110 by 100 18. These here are soft compound, the X20, and it's the same brand on the front to suit. I've only had one tire on the front, but I've got a new set of tyres to go on for the ride at Colville. So this one here is actually a 120. I've just gone a little bit wider. It's 120 by 90, 18. It's just a little bit wider. The front is the same, matching brand, but it's the same as what I've already got on for size wise. Soft compound, and I'm also going to be running one of these tubeless setups. My friend who rides the Beta 300, he has one, and that bike, it hooks up really well, so I'm going to give one of these a shot. I think they're really good. So you can get these off Torpedo 7, 179. Yeah. So, yeah, got to put that on, and the tyres. So the motor on this bike hasn't been touched. The 180 hours is still the original motor. I was told by a friend that it should be able to get around 300 hours. I never have a problem with it overheating. It's got the tank under the rear guard here. It's got the overflow tank just there. One thing I would like to get for it is the sump guard. I've already broken one of the plastic ones off this side. It's also very reliable. I haven't had a problem with it not starting. If you stall out in the bush, you don't have a problem. It's electric start, so just push the button away you go. It's got good gear. That's the one thing that you want to be riding in the bush is a lower gear, lower first gear, so it's got it. But yeah, I'm very happy with this bike. I really enjoy riding it. As you can tell, I've done with doing 68 hours, so plan on doing a few more. So yeah, if anyone's ever keen on going for a ride up in the bush, just hit me up and we'll get in touch and go for it. Yeah. Thanks for watching. I've just got over the 600 subscriber mark, which is pretty cool, and it's still rising, so yeah, good times. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you another time. Bye. You want to say bye? High five. Yeah.